All right, boys and girls, come in. Today, video about tax extensions. Oh no, if I get an extension, the IRS is going to audit me. They'll tap my phone. Oh my gosh, what else have I heard? File the return as long as it's by April 15th. Just file it. Let's talk about this, okay? There is let's just talk about what an extension is. If you're here, you know what an extension is. It's just an extension of time to file the return. I've been doing this for 33 years. I filed an extension every single one of those years. You're not going to get audited. The world's not coming to an end. The correlation between audits and extension filing is non-existent. I would argue it's probably negatively correlated. I don't know that, but it seems that way to me. The audits that I defend, rarely are they people that have extended. It's coincidence, probably. I don't think that there honestly is any correlation, but we're to the point where I'm to the point where my clients, they're going to get extended. I have a significant amount, probably 100 or so a year, maybe more, and I do about, 5, 6, 700 returns a year. It varies from year to year, but I have a significant amount of clients who just get an extension. No big deal. And that's what we do. We get an extension. And it allows us some time to, do the return correctly. Most of the time it's just because they don't want to mess with it yet. And that's okay. But, getting an extension just gives you 6 months of additional time to file. It doesn't give you any additional time to pay. So if you're going to go that route, you're going to get an extension, you need to make sure you do some sort of estimate and have a pretty good idea what your tax liability is going to be. Get the estimate done, do the best you can, make a payment before April 15th, then extend your return. Take the time to plan, take the time to get the information together, take the time to, work with the bookkeeper, whatever you need to do to make sure your information is accurate. That's the biggest deal. So, you just have to remember that extension is not an extension of time to pay, only to file. Most of you probably don't realize if you have a business return or any sort of flow-through entity, you may be getting that extended now anyway. I know a lot of my clients, I'll just extend, the partnership return, the S Corp return, whatever it may be. And that gives me from March 15th till, April 15th. So I'll extend it and then we'll work on the information in between. Sometimes it gets done before March, sometimes it doesn't. But, that's the way I do it. The myths, I've already talked a little bit about the myths. Extensions increase my risk of audit. No, it's not the case. Not in every audit I've ever defended. It had nothing to do with extensions. Has nothing to do with the scoring of the return. It doesn't make you appear that you're doing something wrong or shady. I don't know why so many people are so dead set on filing by April 15th. It just makes no sense to me. Just because that's the quote unquote due date. And I started to go down this rabbit hole a minute ago. That's the due date. That used to be the due date when we had simply some W-2s and some bank interest statements and maybe a brokerage statement, come to you in the mail. It's not that way anymore. You got limited partnerships, all these, flow-through entities that are killing taxpayers. Many don't get their K-1s or tax documents until well into March. So, it puts us as professionals at a disadvantage. I get 60% of my tax work between March 1st and March 15th. And at that time, at March 1st, I've got 45 days if everyone wants to file on time. It's crazy. And it just gets worse, and it's not getting any easier. So, I am moving my practice to scheduled work. We're just going to do it. We're going to pick some times. You can book your time. You have your information in. If it's not all 100% in by your deadline, there will be no excuses, period. It will be extended, and it won't be looked at again until after April 15th. Or we can move it to another slot if there's a slot open later. If someone decides, hey, I can't fill my slot or what have you, that's fine too. But we're going to have so many slots for tax returns between January 1 and April 15th. And then we're going to spread the rest out. Any of that cleanup work I have to do, any year worth of accounting I have to do, any of that sort of stuff, automatic extension. I'm not going to try to take 100 or so business clients and 150 and clean up their records between, March 1st, March 15th, and April 15th. No, I'm past that point in my life. Hey, there are other CPA firms out there. There are other tax preparers. If my clients aren't happy, I don't want to lose any business. I sincerely appreciate my business, but I am not continuing to, live on 3 hours worth of sleep for 4 months out of the year when it's unnecessary. That's the whole point. I've been doing it to appease people. It's unnecessary, so I'm not doing it anymore. I'm sorry to the ones that have a problem with it. I believe filing extension is actually a better thing to do. It takes all the work and rush out of doing the work right now instantly, or in a short period of time. You relieve the stress of the team or the preparer, whoever's working on that, me, the reviewers. You have more time to get your information in. I have more time to do it accurately, and do a better job, frankly. We have so many, I see it, people complain about, oh, my tax guy, I can't even get in touch with him, and it's tax season, and they don't realize we have 19 rings on our cell phone, 25 emails, our client portal's full. I'm getting text, emails, questions. And then when I get the return done, I get, is that all we need? Do you need anything else? 19 more messages of some sort. It's crazy. If we just did the scheduled work and spread that work out over the year, or at least 10 months of the year, I could take the time to pick up the phone and call a client every time I did the return, even if I didn't have a question. Hey, Joe, you need me? You have any questions? I'm about to start your return. We could do that and offer a better service, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't care who doesn't like it. I'm tired of living for the 10% of the clients who are going to give me a hard time about it. I'm tired of that. I'm going to live for the 90% who are perfectly fine, really. They never complain. They drop their information off. I handle it, and they never bug me. But you got 10% of those people that take up 90% of your time, and it's over. But I wanted to mainly produce this video to let any potential clients or existing clients know, hey, this is the way we're going to do it. This is why I'm doing it this way. And we're going to schedule the work. Everyone can fit in their slots, and it'll work pretty good, I think. Everyone generally brings their stuff in at the same time every year. If you look past years on our worksheets, you'll see that it's generally the same people at the beginning, same people a little later, same people middle of March or March 1st. And it just works out, the same extensions, and it works. It works good that way. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to schedule it. I'll have to, extend some out of this April 15th batch, I call it, this group of clients that want to be filed by April 15th. I'm going to have to extend some of those, but Um, I think most will accommodate that, and most will be fine. So it gives us more time to get things right. Um, that prevents you from having to amend a return for a mistake, or how many times have you done the return and just click file, and 2 hours later here comes an email or a portal message or something. Hey, I got this corrected form in. Or just after April 15th, you've got to go redo the return, amend the return. Um, it just doesn't make sense. Now, if you haven't been tax planning before year end, filing an extension gives you time to plan. I mean, well, let me take that back. Not to plan, but at least to take the time to go through the information adequately. And that's something that is nothing but good. Um, then you look at perhaps if you're a sole proprietor, you've got some Schedule C income, some self-employment income, and you're going to look at maybe doing a SEP contribution. Now, it's not like an IRA. You've got until the due date plus extensions to make your SEP contribution. So I have clients that have filed returns before just to wait to make that SEP contribution. You could do that. You may need to file an extension for foreign earned income, where you haven't met the residencies, the bona fide residence test or the time test. You have to file an extension in order to get that foreign earned income exclusion. And you just avoid mistakes. I think it's a good thing. Extensions, not so bad. The only downside I can think of is the uncertainty of, did I get all my tax paid? Because pretty much if you do an extension and you're not certain that your tax is paid, I mean, if it's a refund situation, I don't really like to extend those because I'd rather get that money back for the client. But if you feel like you're pretty close with your estimates, or at least we can do enough of the return or get enough of the information to do a good solid estimate, then man, that's the way to go. But I would encourage you, if you're watching this, if you're curious about extension, work with whoever does your tax professional. Work with whoever that is, he or she. Get on a schedule. Quit paying bare minimum to get a rush job and poor, less adequate service, and whatever else it may be. Pay a little more. Book a tax planning meeting with that person before year end, even if it's 15 minutes. Pay the amount and plan. That gets you forced to get some of your documents together or some of your business items together, whatever it may be. But do some planning. Quit allowing us to make the mistakes that we make, which is want to be the hero for everyone. You want to save everyone. I can do it. I can take care of it. You want that, but in reality, you just can't do it for everyone. And, if I were afforded the ability to work with clients earlier in the year and then automatically extend and then throughout the year, you may get into June, July, August when you're doing the current return. But while you're doing it, why not book a planning meeting for the next year? Help, make some proactive changes. Really do something that adds value to your client. That's what we're trying to do. So I just wanted to put this out there because, God, I am so tired of hearing, oh, I can't do an extension. I can't do it. I'm going to get audited. It's just like, you're not going to get audited because you do an extension. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to do some additional videos. I'm going to do a little series on some farm and ranch items that are specific to farmers and ranchers. I do a lot of ranchers, and they really have like a whole different world of tax code. It's kind of neat. But anyway, thanks.